You did not find this video by accident. Its appearance in your awareness is a calculated synchronistic event. If you are seeing this video, it is because you are in the final energetic phase before your biggest breakthrough. This is not a coincidence. This is a quantum appointment, scheduled not by time but by readiness. The universe does not deal in random chances. It operates on the flawless logic of frequency and resonance. And right now, your frequency has broadcast a very specific signal into the quantum field, a signal of completion, a signal that says, I am ready. This video is the answer to that call. It is the final sign you have been asking for. This isn't wishful thinking. It's not spiritual platitude. It's based on the most fundamental principle of our reality. The universe you experience is observer-dependent. Your readiness, your inner work, your relentless focus has literally altered the field of probability around you. Imagine you are a powerful radio tower, and for months, for years, you've been fine-tuning your broadcast. You've been calibrating your signal. That signal of readiness creates what can only be described as an information vacuum, a perfectly shaped void in your reality that can only be filled by one specific piece of information. This content is that information. It has been pulled out of an infinity of possibilities and delivered directly to your consciousness because you created the precise space for it to land. It's not magic, it's informational physics. Your biggest breakthrough is not something you are building toward in the future. It is a fully formed, complete and parallel reality that is now available to you. It exists right now, separated from you by the thinnest of veils. Over the next hour, I am not going to give you more things to do. The doing is finished. I am going to give you the proof. I will show you the final, counterintuitive signs that your old reality is dissolving, and I will give you the final energetic key, what I call the quantum threshold key, to not just open the door, but to step through it, consciously and permanently. The science of this is elegantly simple. Reality exists as an infinite ocean of potential waves, unformed possibilities. Your consistent focus, your emotion, your belief, this is the energy that takes one of those waves of potential and begins to build it, to give it form and stability. For so long, you have been pouring your life force into a single possibility, the possibility of your breakthrough. You have built it to the point where it is now a stable, coherent, almost physical state, humming with energy just outside your direct perception. It has reached critical mass. And in quantum mechanics, the one final act that turns a wave of probability into a particle of experience is the act of observation. This video, this information, is the final, conscious observation needed to collapse that wave, to make it your reality. Now, if you feel the synchronicity of finding this video right now, confirm it by hitting the like button. It's an energetic agreement with the universe and tells me you're ready. You've felt it, haven't you? The exhaustion, the profound soul-deep weariness of doing everything right. You've done the visualizations until you can taste the victory. You've spoken the affirmations until your throat was raw. You've healed the wounds, faced the shadows, done the inner work that most people would run from. And yet you find yourself right at the finish line, hitting an invisible wall. That feeling is not a sign of failure. It is the final sign of your arrival. It is the symptom of standing in the energetic space between two worlds. This breakthrough fatigue manifests in specific ways you will immediately recognize. First, there are the near misses, the opportunities that seem divinely sent, that align perfectly, that feel like the one. And then, at the last possible second, they dissolve into thin air. A contract that gets pulled, a partner who suddenly grows distant, a funding that falls through for no logical reason. Each one feels like a cruel joke, a cosmic bait and switch that leaves you feeling heartbroken and confused. You're left wondering what you did wrong, when in fact, these were simply final calibrations, clearing away the almost right to make space for the perfectly aligned. Then there's the feeling of the glass ceiling. It's not a solid wall anymore. You're past that. Now, you can see your new reality with perfect clarity. You can see the abundance, the love, the fulfillment on the other side. You can almost smell the air. You can feel the warmth of it on your skin. You press your hands against this invisible barrier, and you can see your fingerprints materialize on the other side. It is maddening. It creates a deep cognitive dissonance, a frustration so intense because you know with every cell in your being that you are there, yet your physical body seems stuck on this side of the glass. That feels like you're screaming, but no one can hear you. And perhaps most strange of all is the paradox of feeling two things at once, an unprecedented excitement and a bone-deep weariness. It is the state of the marathon runner in the final mile. The roar of the crowd is audible, the finish line is in sight, but every muscle is screaming in protest. A part of you is soaring with the knowing that you are about to complete the race, while another part of you feels it might not have the strength for one more step. This bizarre mix of imminent victory and total depletion is the single most misunderstood sign. You interpret the exhaustion as a signal to give up, when it is actually the physiological evidence that you have given everything required. The journey is complete. You are simply standing at the precipice. Imagine your entire journey, all the work you've done, as walking down a long, long hallway. For years, you've been walking in faith, sometimes in the dark, guided only by an inner knowing that there was a door at the end of it. Now, that journey is over. You are no longer walking. You are standing still. You have arrived. Right in front of you is a door, but it isn't a normal door made of wood or steel. It's a shimmering doorway. It seems to be woven from pure light, from heat haze, from potential itself. It hums with a low, resonant frequency that you feel in your teeth, in your sternum. As you look at it, colors shift and swirl across its surface. Through it, you can hear faint sounds, the echo of laughter, the murmur of joyful conversation, the melody of a song you've never heard but somehow know by heart. This is the sound of your new life. You can feel the warmth emanating from it, the energy of a reality where everything you've worked for is simply normal. For years, you believed your job was to build this door, but the door was always here. Your job was simply to walk the hallway, to arrive. And this video, this moment, is the key. Not a key you have to forge, not a key you have to earn. It is a key being handed to you. By the end of our time together today, you will no longer be someone waiting for a breakthrough. You will be someone who has consciously claimed it. You will have more than hope. You will have certainty. You will be given the undeniable proof manifesting in your own life that proves the shift is not coming, but has already occurred. You will have the direct, somatic experience of what it feels like to step through that shimmering doorway and to finally be home. You will understand that this entire journey wasn't about pushing your way into a new reality. It was about allowing yourself to receive the one you had already created. So you are standing at the threshold. You can feel the shimmering doorway just ahead of you. It's real. The energy humming from it is the frequency of your deepest desires, your answered prayers, your completed work. And yet, there seems to be an invisible barrier. You take a step, and it feels like you're walking through thick honey. You reach out, and your hand stops just inches from the surface. This is the most frustrating, most confusing part of the entire journey. You've done everything right. You've walked the entire hallway. Why can't you just step through? This is what we call the quantum last mile problem. It's a known phenomenon in both spiritual dynamics and quantum physics. It is the final, seemingly paradoxical resistance that reality presents just before a major state change. The reason it is so confounding is because it feels personal. It feels like a failure. It feels like you, specifically, are being blocked. But it is not personal at all. It is a function of universal law. It is the physics of creation. To understand it is to dissolve its power over you. The old reality you have been living in has a powerful energetic inertia. Think of it like a massive flywheel that has been spinning in the same direction for your entire life. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your habits, your biology have all contributed to its momentum. Now, you are asking it not just to stop, but to begin spinning in an entirely new direction. Even when you've done almost all the work to slow it down, its residual momentum creates a powerful drag, a kind of gravitational pull back to the familiar. This is that invisible wall you feel. It is the ghost of your old reality fighting for its own existence. It is the inertia of who you used to be. To make this perfectly clear, let's use a powerful analogy from the physical world, the phase transition of water into ice. Imagine you have a container of water that you are cooling down. You watch the thermometer drop, 50 degrees, 40 degrees, then to 33 degrees. It's still liquid. Now, it hits 32 degrees Fahrenheit, or 0 Celsius, the freezing point. But for a moment, nothing happens. It is 32-degree water. It is at the exact temperature required for the state change, yet the change has not occurred. It is hovering on the brink, holding all the potential for a new state, but not yet embodying it. This is precisely where you are right now. You have reached the energetic freezing point. You have done the work. You are at the correct frequency. So what does it take for that 32-degree water to become 32-degree ice? It requires the removal of a specific amount of hidden energy, known as latent heat. It's an extra energetic transaction that must occur at the threshold temperature for the molecules to finally lock into their new crystalline structure. It's not about getting colder, it's about a final energetic release that allows the new form to stabilize. Your breakthrough is the same. You are at the threshold frequency. The final step is not about pushing harder or wanting more. It is about the final, subtle energetic release that allows your reality to lock into its new just crystalline form. This is the essence of what a quantum leap explained simple looks like. A sudden phase shift after a period of intense energetic stability right at the threshold of change. Think of that one big desire you've been working toward. Can you feel that invisible barrier, that sense of it being so close yet untouchable? Where does that feeling live in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach, a pressure in your head? Acknowledge it right now. That feeling is not a stop sign. It is the sensory evidence that you are at the point of phase transition. You are feeling the latent energy of the old reality just before it is released for good. This is why this moment is so critical. This is where most people falter. They misinterpret the resistance as a sign they are on the wrong path, and they retreat. They give up on the last mile of the marathon, but you will not, because you now have the map, and you are about to receive the key. This final energetic protocol, this method of releasing the latent heat of your old reality and allowing the new one to crystallize ice, is what I call the quantum threshold key. This is not another tool to add to your toolbox. It is not a technique you must do perfectly. Please hear this. It is a final calibration protocol. It is an internal adjustment. You see, the door is not locked with a physical lock that requires a forceful key. The shimmering doorway is frequency sensitive. It doesn't open with effort. It opens with resonance. It only becomes permeable when your energetic signature us, your total state of being, becomes a perfect and stable match for the reality on the other side. The quantum threshold key isn't about forcing the door open. It is about you making that final, subtle adjustment to your own frequency so the door simply dissolves. Its three components are the only things you need now: recognition, resonance, and reception. We will activate all three today, but first, we must understand with absolute clarity why this final step feels so impossibly hard. If you don't understand the why, you will personalize the struggle and lose your certainty. There are three primary reasons for the intensity of this final phase. First, your nervous system is habituated to your old reality. Your body, on a biological level, is a record of the past. It has been trained to expect a certain level of stress, a certain level of lack, a certain pattern of disappointment. It has achieved a state of homeostasis within that old reality. When you stand at the threshold of a new reality, one of profound peace or abundance or love, it is so unfamiliar that your nervous system can interpret it as a threat. The absence of the old struggle feels like danger. It's like someone who has lived by a noisy train track their whole life suddenly moving to the quiet countryside. The silence is deafening. It's unnerving. Your nervous system will unconsciously try to pull you back to the known state of struggle because, to your biology, the known is always safer than the unknown, even if the known is painful. Second, the echo of past failures gets louder as you approach success. Imagine you're about to close the biggest deal of your life. The contract is on the table. The pen is in your hand. Suddenly, your mind is flooded with a high-definition slideshow of every deal that ever fell through, every time you were let down, every moment you failed. This is not a coincidence. As you get closer to collapsing the new reality, you are furthest away from the old one, and the energetic signature of that old reality screams its final protest. It's a ghost rattling its chains one last time, trying to convince you that it is still real. It is throwing the memory of every past failure at you as a final, desperate attempt to keep you in its timeline. And third, the universe presents you with final coherence tests. Just as you decide you are a person of unshakable inner peace, you will be presented with a situation that would have triggered your old self into a rage. Just as you declare yourself to be an embodiment of abundance, you might receive an unexpected bill. These are not punishments. They are not signs you're going in the wrong direction. They are the exact opposite. They are confirmation. The universe is asking you, are you sure? Are you sure this is who you are now? Have you truly shifted your state of being? Or were you just thinking positive thoughts? When you can face the reflection of your old reality and hold the frequency of your new one without wavering, you have passed the test. The door becomes transparent. You have proven your coherence. You are a stable match. This brings us to the most important paradigm shift of your entire life. The reason you have felt stuck is because you have been trying to push through this final phase with the same energy that got you here. The energy of doing, of striving, of working. But the breakthrough is not achieved by pushing harder. It is received by relaxing into certainty. The great shift is from making it happen to letting it in. This is the core mechanism of the quantum threshold key. You have been behaving like a construction worker, trying to hammer down a final nail, when your job is now to become the homeowner who simply walks through the finished door. The pushing behaviors you must now release are the very things you thought were helping you. The first is obsessive checking your phone for the text, your email for the offer, your bank account for the money. This behavior screams to the universe, it isn't here yet, which reinforces the reality of its absence. The second pushing behavior is forcing affirmations, trying to plaster a positive thought over a genuine feeling of fear or doubt. This creates a civil war inside of you. True allowance means letting the fear be there, acknowledging the doubt, but knowing that they are simply the weather, not the sky. The sky is the unchanging truth that your new reality is here. The third pushing behavior is trying to micromanage the you-how, trying to figure out the sequence of events, control other people, and plan every step. This is the energy of distrust. It is you telling the quantum field that you don't believe it can orchestrate the details. The new paradigm, the paradigm of letting it in, is one of profound and active surrender. It is a quiet confidence. It is a deep, embodied knowing that the work is done. Your only job now is not to build, but to prepare to receive, to clear the space in your life, in your heart, in your mind, for the new reality to land. You don't break down the door. You become the frequency that the door was always designed to open for. You have been pushing against a door that you believed was locked. You have been applying pressure, using all your strength, all your will, believing that one final push would splinter the wood and grant you entry. But you have misunderstood the nature of the door. You have misunderstood the nature of the entire process. And in this moment, everything is about to change. I need you to take a breath, because what I am about to tell you is the single most important paradigm shift you will ever experience. It is the truth that separates the perpetual seeker from the master manifester. It is the revelation that ends the fight. Are you ready? The secret is this: your breakthrough has already happened. Let that land. It is not coming. It is not on its way. It is not just around the corner. It is a finished, complete, energetic reality. The work is done. On the quantum level, in the realm of pure information and frequency where all things are first created, you have already become the person who lives that new reality. You have already healed. You are already abundant. You are already in that loving partnership. The physical world, with its dense energy and its illusion of linear time, is simply lagging behind. It's an echo. It's a memory playing out on a slight delay. You are not waiting for your breakthrough to arrive. It is waiting for you to notice that it is already here. What if your breakthrough isn't something you need to build, but a finished reality you simply need to choose? What if the door is already open? This simple, radical truth changes the entire game. It rewires the very foundation of your spiritual practice and your approach to life. This means the struggle is over. Your job is no longer to create, to push, to strive, to visualize harder, to affirm with more force. That was the work of building the energetic structure, and that work is complete. To continue pushing is to push against a door that is already wide open. It is wasted effort, and it actually keeps you in the frequency of striving, not arriving. Your only job now is to receive. It is to relax your grip, to release the tension of anticipation, and to simply allow the physical reality to catch up to the energetic truth you have already forged. Your new work is the work of elegant, graceful, radical acceptance. This means all those almosts and near misses were not failures. They were the opposite. They were powerful confirmation signals from the universe. They were energetic sparks flying from the new reality as it calibrated itself into your experience. The business deal that almost closed, the person who was almost the one, the opportunity that vanished at the last second. These were not signs that you were doing something wrong. They were the universe saying, "We're getting closer. We're calibrating the frequency. The new reality is locking in." You were misinterpreting the sound of the tumblers falling into place as the sound of the lock jamming. They were progress, not problems. This means your feelings of exhaustion are profoundly valid. You feel tired because you have completed the marathon. You have done the immense energetic work required for a total reality shift. You are not tired in the middle of the race. You are tired at the finish line, catching your breath, with the medal already around your neck. The weariness you feel is not the fatigue of failure, but the deep cellular exhaustion that comes after a monumental act of creation. It is sacred. Honor it. You are not supposed to feel energized to keep fighting. You are supposed to feel a deep need to rest, so you can enjoy what you've already built. And finally, this means this video is not here to teach you something new. It is here to remind you of who you have already become. It is an activation, not an instruction. I am not giving you information you don't have. I'm simply holding up a mirror so you can finally see the reflection of the version of you that is already living on the other side of that shimmering doorway. This is a homecoming, a remembrance, an awakening to a state you have already achieved. This is precisely why people get stuck asking how to receive a breakthrough. They are asking the wrong question. It assumes the breakthrough is an external event that must be captured or earned. The correct question is, how do I align my perception with the reality that is already here? The answer is not in doing more, but in being different. Stop seeing yourself as a builder trying to finish a construction. The builder is stressed. The builder is looking for flaws, for imperfections, for what is not yet complete. The builder is covered in the dust and sweat of effort. Their focus is on the process, on the labor, on the distance between the blueprint and the final structure. They live in a state of perpetual incompletion. Start seeing yourself as a homeowner who has already moved in. The homeowner has the keys. The homeowner walks through the rooms with a sense of peace and belonging. They are not worried about the foundation. They are enjoying the view from the window. They are not concerned with the wiring. They are deciding where to place their favorite chair. They are settling in. They are inhabiting the space. Their energy is one of presence, of enjoyment, of "this is mine." You are not becoming. You are. You are not manifesting. You are realizing. This cognitive and somatic shift from builder to homeowner is the first and most critical component of the quantum threshold key. It is the step of recognition. Recognition is not hope. It is not belief. It is the calm, quiet, intellectual acceptance of a fact. It is done. Before you can feel it, before you can see it, you must first accept the premise. You must consciously decide to drop the old story of struggle and adopt the new story of arrival. Your only work in this moment is to let this truth permeate your mind, to allow the logic of it to dissolve your resistance. You have done the heavy lifting. You have climbed the mountain. Now, you stand at the summit. The breakthrough is not the peak you are trying to reach. It is the view that has been waiting for you all along. Your task now is to simply open your eyes. Because your breakthrough is already energetically complete, your physical reality is now showing strange symptoms. These are not setbacks. They are not signs that you've done something wrong. They are the final, undeniable pieces of evidence that your old world is dissolving to make way for the new. People always search for the obvious, signs your breakthrough is near, like seeing angel numbers or finding a feather. Those are beautiful, but they are the whispers. What I'm about to share with you are the tectonic shifts, the deep tremors in your reality that prove the change is not just coming, but is already underway. Here are the 3 counterintuitive final signs you have likely been misinterpreting as problems until now. Final sign. Number 1, the Great Purge, or making space for miracles. Just as you feel you are getting closer, chaos erupts. An old friendship suddenly ends in a way that makes no sense. The job that was your stable foundation suddenly feels unbearable, or even disappears entirely. A belief system you held for years suddenly crumbles and feels hollow. It feels like loss. It feels like regression. It feels like the universe is punishing you right at the finish line, but that is not what is happening. What you are experiencing is a sacred clearing. Your new reality, the one you have so diligently built on the energetic plane, operates at a specific frequency. And now, as it prepares to manifest physically, the universe is performing a cosmic audit. Anything and everything in your life that does not match this new, higher frequency must go. It cannot survive in the environment of your breakthrough. This process is not punitive, it is practical. You cannot move new furniture into a room that is already full of old clutter. The universe is lovingly, and sometimes ruthlessly, clearing the room for you. Imagine a woman who has been working to start her own interior design business. For years, she's been stuck in a stable but soul-crushing corporate architecture job. She does her visualizations. She builds her portfolio on the side. She feels the truth of her calling. She is so close. Then, one Tuesday afternoon, she is called into an office and her position is eliminated due to restructuring. The floor drops out from under her. Panic sets in. The story in her mind is one of failure. I was so close, she thinks, and now I have nothing. How will I pay my bills? I've failed. She spends a week in a state of shock and grief, feeling the profound emptiness where her stable career used to be. But the void is a critical part of the process, because she is not scrambling to fill it with another corporate job. Because the space has been forcibly created, she is open. The following Monday, a person she met once at a conference emails her out of the blue. Their firm needs a freelance designer for a massive hotel project, a project that is perfectly aligned with her unique style, a project that will launch her business overnight. The layoff was not a punishment. It was the universe pushing her off the cliff so she could finally realize she had wings. It was a purge, making space for her miracle. When you experience the purge, your only job is to release and not replace. Do not scramble to fill the void with something familiar from your old reality. Trust the void. It is the most fertile ground for your new life. Your only action is to let go, with gratitude, and hold the knowing that this space is being cleared for something better. In the comments, share which of these final signs you are experiencing right now. Let's create a powerful vortex of confirmation for everyone here. I want to witness your final steps. Final sign number 2, the test of indifference or the peace of arrival. This is perhaps the most subtle and confusing sign of all. You have wanted this thing, this relationship, this career, this state of being, with every fiber of your being for months or even years. The desire has been a roaring fire, and then one day, right when you feel you are on the cusp, the fire dwindles to a warm ember. You wake up and feel a strange sense of detachment, a quiet neutrality. You might even feel a little bored with the whole thing, and your mind, habituated to the frequency of striving, immediately panics. Do I not want it anymore? Have I lost my passion? Maybe it wasn't meant for me after all. This is not a sign of lost desire. It is the ultimate sign of energetic arrival. The desperate craving you felt was a product of the gap between you and your desire. The longing was a signal of its absence. When that longing disappears and is replaced by a calm, quiet peace, it means the gap has closed. You are no longer reaching for it because, on an energetic level, you already have it. Your nervous system has accepted it as your new normal. You don't wake up every day with a desperate, burning craving for oxygen. You just breathe. It's normal. It's your reality. This divine indifference is the sign that your desire has shifted from a future hope to a present tense reality within your being. The desperate chase is over. Think of a man who has spent years wanting to find his life partner. He's been on every app, gone to every event, affirmed and visualized and scripted. His life has been defined by the search, by the feeling of not having. Then he does the deep work. He heals, he learns to love his own company, and one morning, he wakes up and realizes he feels completely, blissfully whole on his own. The frantic need for a partner is just gone. He doesn't feel lonely. He feels peaceful. The old story would be, I guess I've given up. But the new understanding is, I have become the energetic match for the wholeness I was seeking in another, and it is in that state of non-need, of peaceful indifference, that he walks into a coffee shop that afternoon and has the most natural, effortless conversation with the person who will become the love of his life. He didn't find them because he gave up. He found them because he finally became the person who didn't need to find them. When you feel this divine indifference, your job is to savor it. Do not question it. Do not mistake peace for a lack of passion. Breathe into it. Recognize it as the frequency of having already received. This peace is the signature of your new reality. Final sign, number 3. The time distortion, or the unraveling of the old clock. The final sign that your reality is about to fundamentally shift is that your perception of time begins to break down. Time is not a constant. It is a feature of a particular consensus reality. As you prepare to make a quantum leap from one timeline to another, you exist in the liminal space between them, and the rigid clockwork of your old life begins to warp. You may experience entire days flying by in what feels like a few hours. You might look at the clock, get lost in thought for what feels like 5 minutes, and see that 2 hours have passed. Conversely, time may slow to a crawl. Where a single afternoon feels like a week, you might lose track of what day it is, not out of carelessness, but because the linear, sequential markers of your old life are losing their meaning. This is not you being disorganized or losing your mind. This is a profound symptom of a timeline shift. You are detaching from the vibrational agreement that holds the old, predictable progression of moments together. You are becoming untethered from the matrix of your past reality. It's like a computer that is about to reboot. Just before it shuts down, the programs glitch, the screen freezes, and the normal operations become unreliable. Your experience of time glitching is proof that your operating system is in the middle of a massive upgrade. The old program is shutting down before the new one boots up. This isn't a story about one person. It's a story about the physics of consciousness. It's that bizarre sensation of driving a familiar route and suddenly arriving at your destination with no memory of the journey. It's the feeling of a whole season passing in the blink of an eye, while your internal world has undergone a decade of growth. This temporal distortion is unsettling to the logical mind, which craves predictability and control. But for the soul, for the observer within you, it is the exhilarating feeling of the roller coaster cresting the hill, that moment of weightlessness just before the exhilarating drop into a new landscape. When you experience this time distortion, your only job is to surrender to the flow. Do not try to force a linear structure onto it. Do not fight to get back on your old schedule. Your job is to anchor yourself in the only time that is real, the present moment. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the air enter your lungs. This is your only true clock now. This sensation is the ultimate proof that you are no longer bound by the laws and limitations of the timeline you are about to leave behind. You are becoming sovereign over your experience of reality. You recognize the signs. You understand the profound, liberating truth that it is already done. Your breakthrough is not a distant event you are running toward. It is a resonant reality you have already created. Now, we move beyond the intellect. We move beyond conviction. We move into embodiment. This is the sacred final act. This is where we activate the last two components of the quantum threshold key, resonance and reception. I invite you now to find a space where you can be undisturbed for the next several minutes. A place where you can feel safe to close your eyes. Sit comfortably, with your spine relatively straight but not rigid. Settle into your body, and when you are ready, gently allow your eyes to close. Let's begin by arriving right here, right now. Bring your awareness to the simple, miraculous act of your own breath. Don't try to change it. Don't try to control it. Simply observe it. Notice the cool air as it enters your nostrils, filling your lungs. Notice the gentle release as your body lets go of the air it no longer needs. Inhaling the present moment, exhaling the past. Just this breath. And now this one. Bring your attention to the points of contact between your body and the world around you. Feel the weight of your body in the chair. Feel the texture of the fabric against your skin. Feel your feet resting on the floor, connected to the foundation of the building, connected to the very earth beneath you. You are anchored. You are safe. You are here. Allow the sounds of your environment to come and go without judgment. A car passing, the hum of a machine, These are not distractions. They are simply the soundtrack of the present moment, the very moment in which all possibilities converge. Welcome them. Let them be a part of this experience. Your mind may wander. That's what minds do. When you notice it has drifted, gently, without frustration, guide it back to the breath, back to the body, back to this moment. You are grounding yourself in the only point of power that has ever existed, the eternal now. From this grounded place, the doorway to your new reality becomes stable. It stops shimmering and becomes solid. You are now standing at the threshold. Now, we will tune your energy. This is the act of resonance. I want you to release any and all mental images of what your breakthrough looks like. Let go of the picture of the house, the partner, the bank account balance, the healthy body. Those images are constructs of the mind, and they often keep our desires at a distance, something to be observed rather than inhabited. Today, we are not observing. We are becoming. Instead of seeing it, I invite you to feel it. Drop your awareness out of your head and into your heart space, into the core of your being. Ask your soul, not your mind, this question. What is the feeling of this reality that is already mine? What is its core emotional frequency? Don't search for an answer with your thoughts. Wait for a feeling to arise. What does the feeling of that financial abundance actually feel like in your cells? Is it the feeling of profound security, a deep, cellular calm, a sense of expansive freedom that loosens every muscle in your body? Let that feeling begin to gently emerge. What does the feeling of that deep, soulful love feel like? Is it a warmth that spreads through your chest? A feeling of being so completely seen and accepted that your entire nervous system finally exhales. A quiet joy that hums just beneath the surface of your skin. What does the feeling of that vibrant health, that creative purpose, feel like? Is it a buzzing or electric energy in your limbs? A clear, focused mind? A deep sense of peace that comes from knowing you are exactly who you are meant to be, doing what you are meant to do? Stay with the feeling. Don't chase it. Don't force it. Simply invite it. Notice where it lives in your body. Is it an expansion in your chest? A warmth in your solar plexus? A tingling in your hands? Locate its epicenter. This feeling is the energetic signature of your new reality. It is not something you are creating. It is something you are remembering. It is the real you. As you integrate that feeling, what one word defines the frequency of this new reality you've just embodied? Is it freedom, peace, abundance? Claim it. Let that word echo silently in your heart space. This is your resonant frequency. This is your new truth. Breathe it in. Now for the final, most effortless step. Reception. You have recognized the truth. You have resonated with the feeling. Now you simply allow it to become you. The great mistake is to try and reach out and grab this feeling, to hold on to it tightly. That is the energy of lack, the energy of the old hallway. Your only work now is to receive. Imagine that this frequency, this beautiful feeling you've located in your body, is like fresh, clean air just outside a window. You don't have to go outside and capture the air in a jar. You don't have to work to breathe it. All you have to do is open the window. So right now, I want you to imagine creating an opening within yourself, an energetic space of pure allowance. You are not pulling this reality toward you. You are simply opening the door and letting it in. It wants to come in. It is its nature to flow to you. Feel that frequency, that feeling of your breakthrough, as it begins to gently, effortlessly pour into you. Feel it saturating every cell of your being. Feel it filling the spaces between the atoms. There is no force. There is no effort. There is only a gentle, loving surrender, a profound allowing. This is the moment of collapse. You are collapsing the wave of infinite potential into the particle of your lived experience, simply by becoming a vibrational match and opening to receive. Feel this new reality rewiring your nervous system. Feel it dissolving the old patterns of doubt and fear. Feel it becoming your new baseline, your new normal. This is not a peak experience. This is your new home. Stay with this feeling of reception. Allow it to deepen. Allow it to expand until it fills your entire awareness. You and the feeling of your new reality are one. There is no separation. Now, in this state of total integration, of profound unity, we declare the truth. Let these words be a vow, spoken from the core of your being, not just your mind. Repeat them silently or aloud, feeling the power in each one. I accept, I receive. It is done. Gently, slowly. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the feeling of wholeness, and of peace, of certainty that now permeates your entire being. This is your new energetic set point. Place a hand over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the gentle beat. Anchor this feeling, this entire experience, into your physical body right here, right now. This feeling is your compass. This feeling is your truth. When you feel ready, and only when you feel ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes, bringing this new state of being back with you into the room. Welcome home. Welcome to your new reality. The shift has occurred. You are no longer the person who desires this. You are the person who has it. That feeling you anchored in your heart is not a temporary state. It is your new home frequency. But just as when you move into a new house, for the first few days, you might still instinctively drive towards the old one. Your energetic muscle memory will try to pull you back into the old hallway of wanting, of striving, of not quite having. The first 72 hours are critical for recalibrating this muscle memory. This is your operating manual for living in the new room, for making this embodied certainty your permanent, unshakable reality. The first thing you must understand is that the old reality will send echoes, doubts, fears, old patterns of thought, and familiar anxieties will appear. They will feel real. They will feel potent. They are ghosts. They are energetic echoes reverberating in a space you no longer occupy. Your new life depends on how you treat these echoes. The old way was to fight them, to argue with them, to try and force them out. That gives them power. That engages them in a reality you have already left. We will not be doing that. Instead, you will use your first practical tool, the reality anchor. The reality anchor is a simple, three-step process for handling the energetic residue of your past. It is not a technique of resistance. It is an act of recentering. When a thought of doubt arises, this isn't real. It's not going to last. I'm going to lose it. Or when a familiar feeling of lack or anxiety tightens in your chest, you do not panic. You do not engage. You anchor. Step 1. Acknowledge it without judgment. See the thought or feeling as a cloud passing in the sky. Do not give it a story. Do not give it meaning. Simply say to it, internally, I see you, echo of the past. This simple act of observation separates you from the echo. You are the sky, not the cloud. You are the consciousness witnessing the old energy, not the energy itself. Step 2. Immediately perform the physical action of reconnection. Place your hand on your heart, right where you anchored that new frequency of your breakthrough moments ago. Close your eyes if you can, take one deep breath. This physical touch is a somatic command. It tells your nervous system to disengage from the mental chatter of the past and reconnect to the embodied truth of the present. It brings you out of the story and back into the feeling. The feeling is the truth. The echo is the illusion. Step 3. Declare your new reality. With your hand still on your heart, feeling that warmth, that peace, that abundance, you say, either internally or out loud, that is the old frequency. My new frequency is your word. Use the word you claimed during our embodiment. My new frequency is freedom. My new frequency is peace. My new frequency is abundance. And you breathe that word into your heart, letting the feeling of it expand and fill you once more. That's it. Acknowledge, connect, declare. This is your practice. You might do this 100 times in the first day. That is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that you are diligently recalibrating a lifetime of old programming. Now, the most common mistake with the reality anchor is to argue with the echo. When the thought, "this will never work," appears, the old self wants to jump in and debate it. Yes, it will. I'm doing the work. It has to work. You have now just given the echo a chair, a cup of tea, and your full attention. You are energizing the very thing you wish to release. You do not argue with an echo. You do not negotiate with a ghost. You simply let it pass, and you return your attention, your energy, and your focus to the unshakable truth you now hold in your body. The second tool is designed to solidify this new reality, to build an irrefutable case file for your logical mind that the shift is not only real, but manifesting physically. We call this the evidence log. Your brain has been trained for years, perhaps decades, to filter for evidence of the old reality. It is an expert at finding proof of lack, of loneliness, of struggle. We must now give it a new job. We must retrain it to become an expert at finding proof of your new reality. Starting today, you will keep a log. This can be a physical journal or a note on your phone. Every single night before you sleep, you will write down every single tiny piece of evidence from your day that confirms your new reality is here. And I mean tiny. Do not wait for the $1,000,000 check or the perfect partner to knock on your door to begin your log. The universe confirms the new reality in whispers before it shouts. If your breakthrough is financial abundance, your evidence might be finding a quarter on the sidewalk, someone buying you a coffee, seeing a discount appear on something you were about to buy. These are not insignificant. They are winks from the universe. They are the first data points of a new pattern. If your breakthrough is love, your evidence might be a stranger giving you a genuine smile, a friend sending a text at the exact moment you needed it, hearing a song about love that makes your heart feel full. You must log it all. By doing this, you are telling your subconscious mind and the universe, I see it, I am paying attention, send more. What you focus on expands. By focusing on the evidence, you amplify the signal of your new reality, and it solidifies faster. As you begin this log, you must also choose what not to write. You must choose which stories to stop telling. What is the one story from your past reality that you commit to stop telling, effective immediately? Declare it to yourself now. Is it the story of how you always struggle with money? The story of how relationships never work out for you? The story of how you're always overlooked? That story is the anchor to your old reality. You must drop it. When someone asks you how things are going, you no longer tell that story. You speak from your new reality, or you say nothing at all. Your words are instructions. Stop giving instructions for the life you no longer want. The common mistake with the evidence log is dismissing the small signs. People wait for the grand finale, and in doing so, they miss the entire opening act. They see the quarter on the street and think, it's just a quarter. No, it is a physical manifestation of your new alignment. It is the universe responding. Treating small evidence as insignificant is like planting a garden and then refusing to water the first sprout because it isn't a tree yet. You must honor the sprout. You must celebrate the quarter. You must log every single piece of evidence, for it is the foundation upon which your new world is built. Finally, we need a tool for navigating the period of rearrangement. As the physical world shifts to match your new inner frequency, things can get messy. The process of your new reality arriving often looks like your old reality falling apart. This can be terrifying if you don't understand what's happening. This is where you use our third tool, the bridge of incidents. Your breakthrough does not arrive on a straight, clean, predictable path. It arrives on what Neville Goddard called a bridge of incidents. This is a series of events, often seemingly random, strange or even negative, that are the necessary logistical steps to get you from where you were to where you now are. A sudden job loss is not a disaster. It is the universe clearing your schedule for the opportunity that is already on its way. A relationship ending abruptly is not a heartbreak. It is the universe making space for the person who matches your new frequency. A planned trip being cancelled is not a setback. It is the universe preventing you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. These are the incidents on your bridge. They are the scaffolding of your manifestation, and your only job is to walk across it with trust. So the practical tool is this. When an unexpected or seemingly negative event occurs in the coming days and weeks, you must pause before you react. Take a breath. And instead of labeling it bad, you ask this one question. How could this be serving me? How is this part of the bridge? You consciously reframe it. You look at the cancelled plan and you say, thank you. I trust that this is rerouting me to something even better. You look at the unexpected bill and you say, thank you. I trust that this is clearing an old energy to make way for a new flow. You treat every event, no matter its appearance, as a necessary and helpful step in the divine rearrangement of your life. The common mistake here is mistaking demolition for destruction. When a construction crew is hired to build a beautiful new skyscraper, what is the very first thing they do? They demolish the old and dilapidated building that was sitting on that land. The process is loud, messy, and chaotic. To an outsider, it looks like destruction, but to the architect, it is the non-negotiable first step of creation. Many people beg the universe for a skyscraper, but when the demolition crew shows up, they panic and try to stop them. They cling to the old, broken-down building because its familiarity feels safer than the chaos of construction. You must not make this mistake. When you see the demolition begin in your life, you must smile and know that it is proof that the architect has heard you and the new construction is underway. Trust the bridge. It is leading you home. You came to this video waiting for a breakthrough. You leave it having embodied it. You arrived with a deep, nagging question, a spiritual fatigue that comes from being perpetually on the verge. You leave with a profound answer, an embodied certainty that resonates in your very cells. Through this journey, you have been given the understanding, the direct experience, and the practical tools to navigate the most crucial transition of your life. You now possess what we have called the quantum threshold key. It is not something you hold in your hand, it is something you have become. You are the master of this moment, the conscious collapser of the reality you choose. You are no longer the person who desires this. You are the person who has it. But receiving one breakthrough, as monumental as it is only the first step into a much larger world. True mastery is not about building one beautiful room and living in it for the rest of your life. It is about realizing you were never just a visitor looking for a key. You are the architect of the entire building. The quantum threshold key you just used didn't just unlock a single door to a single reality. It was a discovery of your own innate power to create and dissolve doorways at will. It was the realization that your consciousness is the master key to any and every reality you can imagine. The goal is not a one-time quantum leap. The goal is to learn to live in a state of continuous creation, where you move from one expansion to the next with grace, with intention, with the quiet confidence of an artist who knows their craft. It's about stabilizing this new, beautiful reality so profoundly that it ceases to be new. It simply becomes your baseline. From this new baseline of abundance or love or purpose, you will then stand before another shimmering doorway to an even greater expansion. This is the path of the conscious creator, but this brings us to the most critical phase of your integration. The biggest challenge after a breakthrough isn't getting it, it's keeping it. The old reality, the one you just stepped out of, has an energetic gravity. It is a dense, familiar state that your nervous system knew for years, perhaps decades. For the first few days and weeks, it will try to pull you back. It will send you its echoes, the old thoughts, the familiar anxieties, the patterns of limitation that feel like home even when they were a prison. This energetic gravity is the single greatest reason people experience a magnificent breakthrough only to find themselves, months later, right back where they started. It's the subtle, unconscious snap back to the familiar. So the next great question on your journey is not, how do I get my breakthrough? You have answered that. The question is now, how do I fully integrate this new frequency so it becomes permanent? How do you anchor it so deeply into your being that the gravity of the old reality can no longer touch you? How do you make your new reality not just a state you visit, but the very ground you walk on? That is why our next journey together is designed to answer that exact question. Our next video is called Energetic Integration Explained: How to Stabilize Your New Reality After a Quantum Leap. In it, we will move beyond the moment of transition and into the science of embodiment. We will explore the principles of energetic coherence, and I will give you the daily practices, the non-negotiable rituals that make your new reality unshakable, impenetrable to the echoes of the past. It is the master's course in making miracles your new normal. And once you've mastered that, we will explore why your next breakthrough is closer than you think. Here's the proof. To continue this journey of mastery, subscribe and turn on all notifications for our next video, Energetic Integration Explained: How to Stabilize Your New Reality After a Quantum Leap, where we'll go beyond receiving the breakthrough to stabilizing and embodying it permanently. This was not an accident. You found this video at the perfect moment. You felt the truth in it, because it was your own truth calling back to you. You did the work. You walked through the doorway. Your breakthrough is not coming. It is here. Now go live it. Not tomorrow, not in an hour. Now, your new life begins with your very next breath.